want to take a moment to really make sure people embrace or open up to that thinking, because it's actually one of the big things that holds people back from putting themselves out there is, but I don't look a certain way, I don't sound a certain way, I don't act a certain way. And the thing that I always come back to is that may and honestly be the thing that really helps you connect to people in a much more powerful way.
Just so you know, I don't do preparation because I work purely intuitively. So to me, what's important is that I'm in the present moment, and whatever comes through, comes through. There's no plan. Okay, cool. Oh, there's that Benji and that's another set. You know, though, this is what I love, though. But this is what I love because there's no plan. It's just intuition. You don't control how it's going to be.
No,
you can't control the outcome.
There's dogs everywhere. This is so funny.
Dogs are my favorite. People know this. Hello. Oh, they're beautiful. Wow. They look quite friendly, actually. During my walk and talks, I actually stop to say hi to dogs.
Do you? Yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot of dogs on the way here.
Oh. Maybe we shouldn't have bothered with the microphone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so Carlii, you've just released a book, The Courage to Be.
Yes.
And it's your first book.
Yes.
And my feeling is it's one of many books.
Oh, thank you.
And the reason I say that and I share that is because I feel like I'm just going to dive straight into a feeling that I have about you, if that's okay.
Yes.
I feel like when I read your book, I was listening to it via Audible. Congratulations to getting that on Audible, by the way. That's amazing. Amazing.
So happy. The team at Audible are amazing. They're so passionate about what they do, and it really does bring all of the stories to life in a really special way. So I'm so happy that you did listen to it. Yeah,
absolutely. And one of the first things I felt was, okay, this is someone that has, I'm going to swap out with you. Go this way. A little bit. Wow, we're really going to go here? Or do
we can go back, but the dogs are going to bark.
Yeah. Hang on. I love this. I love this.
Are you getting all of this in?
Yeah, I'm going to get everything in.
Okay.
And then I'll just edit and cut. Again, Carlii's making me face some fears at the moment. My entire existence is currently about facing fears. And this is, of course, this is what happens. So I was saying, this is your version of flat.
This is my version of an easy walk.
Yeah. So one of the things I noticed was, okay, this person has so much depth. I know this about you, but more importantly, intuitively, that's what I was feeling. And I was like, okay, this person has a lot of depth. They haven't necessarily presented all their depth in this book. I can see that. Which is why my feeling was there's got to be many more of these, because the next one and the next one, the next one, maybe then you'll allow your depth to be seen by those who are reading or listening. I don't feel that you're okay. A surface person, and this is going to be this is my version. And I feel like branding and that sort of stuff, because I don't have much understanding around branding and things, can be quite surface. I'm not somebody that follows those things. It's not important to me. But I love that it's important to you, and I want to hear about how branding goes with intuition. But first, how do you feel about what I'm saying about depth and your book?
So I really appreciate that feedback. And in many ways, there's been a big part. I'm a Piscean like you. So we're the two fish.
That's right.
And I think one of my maybe a superpower is I've got a juxtaposition of real head logic. It's all about what you have to do. these are the steps to take. This is how you can grow and get out there and build your profile. And then my other fish is more the intuitive, will reach for a tarot deck whenever I'm making a big life decision, and I'm a lot more intuitive and will go with the flow of nature. So courage to be, I feel like, brings both of those things together, and perhaps for the first time I'm being a lot more open about the intuitive, spiritual side of myself. But I feel like it's just time, and I can't talk about inspiring someone to put themselves out there without them truly connecting to themselves. Because I feel like you need, where I come from when it comes to personal branding, is it's not about just the surface level. It's about connecting mind, body and soul to brand and what you're putting out there and what you're showing the world. This is quite impressive that we can do this while rock climbing, isn't it?
Yes, I think so. Again, facing more fears today. I feel like Carli's holding on to me to make sure nothing happens. Precious cargo here. Yeah.
So that's where I sit with it. And when I started writing the book, my mentor said to me, write the book for one person.
Yes.
Like, have that one person in mind and write the book for them. And so I decided to write the book for I was 35-year-old self on maternity leave, feeling lost, feeling invisible, feeling really disconnected, afraid of putting herself out there. And so really whatever you read in the book was meant for her, and hopefully that will resonate with readers who may be going through a similar phase in their life. Might not be maternity leave, but they're going through a transition period of reinvention and recreation.
Beautiful, which we all go through many times in our lives.
Yes.
So this is one of many recreating, reinvention moments, even for you.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah, well, we have to.
Yeah.
So what I hear in you saying this is you were addressing, because I talk about this quite a lot, a part of you.
Yes.
Because there are so many different parts of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people have a tendency to try to shut down certain parts because it doesn't look good, sound good, it's not, confident and all these things. Mm-hmm. And then they just want to present as one part. Where's your dog? Oh, he knows to do this?
This is his playground.
Okay. So then when I listen to the book, I can also address different parts of me. And to me, that's very powerful.
Yes.
That is very, very powerful.
Yes. Well, because we do have there's different parts of ourselves that come into play that then factor into the whole. And I think by compartmentalizing it a little bit in terms of certainly how I structured the book,
notice that,
just is an invitation to consider and reflect on, okay, in this part of my life, in terms of my mindset, what's happening in my mind, how am I thinking about myself, what are the stories I'm telling myself. In the body piece, it's how am I actually using this beautiful vehicle that I've been given and having fun with it, how we use it in terms of body language, but also how are you dressing it? How are you, showing it off into the world? And because really your body is it's the place where you get to bring everything inside you to the outside. It's the meeting place in terms of external manifestation. And then the last piece is brand. And whilst people will automatically put brand in a very superficial category, and I can understand people's resistance to even considering themselves a brand, at the end of the day, all it is communication. It's letting people know who you are, what you stand for, why it matters, what you want to achieve in the world, who you want to connect with in the world. It's just taking control of that piece of the puzzle. And for me, as a person who's both logic and magic, I sometimes need those logical frameworks in place to say, okay, this is how I need to do it in order to communicate what I need to communicate. But it's not all just surface level. It's not pretending. It's not about putting on a performance. It's not about trying to be something that you're not. It's all about being who you want to be and then being brave enough to communicate that.
Wow. I get goosebumps as you say that. That's beautiful, because I bet you majority of people, when you talk about branding
Yep.
and their brand, they are their brand when the camera's on,
Yes.
then they're off brand when the camera's off.
Yes, but here's the thing, right? And this is where most people get stuck when they start thinking about how they show up in the world.
Okay.
And what's authentic and what's not authentic.
Yeah.
Is in psychology, there's a thing called the context principle. And the context principle basically suggests that in whatever context we're in, we will be authentic to who we are in that context. So another way to put it is, there's a Japanese legend that says we all have three faces. The first one is the face we show the world. The second one is the face we show our friends and family. And the third face is the face we only show ourselves.
Yeah.
And the idea is all of those faces are authentic. There's no pretending. There's no one that's realer than the other. It's just we're true to who we are in those contexts. And where personal branding becomes a difficult pursuit for someone is they think, oh, but if I'm showing up as this out in the world, but then when I'm with my friends and family, I'm something a little bit different, then which one's more authentic? I'm pretending, I'm performing. Well, no, you're being who you want to be out in the world, and you're being who you want to be with your friends. And you don't have to put everything in to how you show up in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Does that
It does.
resonate? Yeah, there's always going to be things that are, quite frankly, too sacred
Yeah.
to share with everyone.
100%.
And especially in the world that we're living in today, where there's this idea that you have to turn every single moment into content.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's nothing more beautiful than having magical moments that no one will ever know about, no one will ever see, no one will ever have access to, but you're in control of what people do have access to.
I love that. That's beautiful. Okay. So that, to me, kind of demyths
Yes,
some of what branding is about.
yes,
I see. So what I'm hearing is I don't have to be this one brand. Everywhere I go, I'm that same brand.
no, not at all. But when you look at brand, okay, through the lens of service.
Yeah.
So give it to you as this example. I'm sure there are brands
Yeah.
that you don't even recognize, that you follow, or that maybe it's an author that you read, or it's a clothing brand that you will often purchase, and without even necessarily being consciously aware of it, you will or would appreciate their consistency and cohesiveness, and the fact that you can get what you expect from that brand.
True.
When you look at consistency through that lens of, okay, I'm showing up this way at every touch point because I want my audience to have a particular experience, then it's not about performing, it's not about pretending, it's actually about being in service and giving people what they want. Like in the book, I use the example, my grandmother used to love, she's sadly passed away, but she used to love Danielle Steele novels.
Yeah.
Like she was,
yeah.
I'm sure, Danielle Steele's biggest fan. And we used to love going over there and, like, as kids, reading all the naughty parts. So I use the example that whilst my grandmother was Danielle Steele's biggest fan, if Danielle Steele suddenly started writing science fiction, there's a really good chance my grandmother would no longer be a fan, so to speak.
Sure.
Now, there's nothing wrong with that if that's what Danielle Steele wants, but ultimately she knew her audience, she served her audience, and part of that was being consistent to what she was ultimately giving the world.
Yes.
Should we turn around here?
I don't mind.
This will go nowhere. Ouija!
Go nowhere.
Come on!
Come on!
Good boy. So, yes, it's not about trying to limit yourself and saying, this is who I am forever and I can't ever change. It's just at every point, and it's something, nothing's set in concrete. You can shift and reinvent and change, but ultimately the truth is your audience, it's like you are doing this without necessarily consciously doing it. Every day you show up in the same way, you deliver the same service. That's part of your brand proposition.
Yeah, I see. So can I ask you another question, then, since it's being on the topic of branding? Like personally for me,
Yeah.
one thing I don't want to be, and this is just where I'm at right now,
Yeah.
I understand as I grow and mature, it's going to shift and change.
Yep.
I don't want to be polished.
Yep.
I'm not interested in being polished. Like I
Yep.
come to these walk and talks, and my own walk and talks. So it's just started a new podcast
Yep.
that got filmed recently.
Yep.
And I turn up with my t-shirt,
Perfect.
my
That's
shorts.
your brand.
Yeah. And then there's other outfits I could wear, because one of the podcasts I'm doing is with my little brother,
Yeah.
Ali, which
Yeah.
you know. He's like, so what are you going to wear? I was like, my
The
t-shirt.
same thing.
Yeah, he's like, nah, like we should maybe dress it up a bit. I was like, but I don't walk that
No,
way in the
that's yours.
world.
Yep.
And I want to also feel comfortable and be
Yep.
on brand. That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yes.
Okay.
You're almost answering your own question, because, and this is where people get it wrong.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong, and anyone who comes into, especially a conversation around personal branding, and they say you should be doing this and you should be doing, all that is doing is feeding into stereotypes. You should be doing whatever you want to do, but just know it, be intentional about it, own it.
Yeah.
You know, and
Own it. How do you own it?
you own it by first becoming consciously aware of it and just going, this is who I want to be, this is how I want to show up. And for now,
Yeah.
you know, that might change,
Yeah.
but for now, that's for you more on brand than anything else. So yeah, I know. Look, this is the honest truth. For the past 7 years, I've been out in the world talking about personal branding, and I struggle with the word personal branding at times, because it can be perceived as that performance, putting on a show, not being honest, not being in the moment. Like, I get that, but I also know how powerful it can be when you are really intentional about how you're showing up, where you're showing up, in what way you're showing up. You're ultimately controlling or guiding the narrative, and that's going to give you more power to attract the things that you want to ultimately attract. But it should never be a prison. It should never, you should never feel like you're stuck in that. It just should be a natural reflection and projection of where you're really at, in my opinion.
Yes. So here's the thing though. There's a lot of people out there
Yes.
that don't know who they are.
Yes.
They don't know what they want.
Yes.
They don't know how to present themselves to the world.
Yes.
And so they'll look at what the influencers and go, oh, that person looks good, or that person sounds really good, or whatever. And then they start to imitate
Yes.
other people.
Yes.
Tell me something about that.
Well, the truth is, without knowing it, we are natural born imitators.
Right.
We come into the world, even in utero, we're influenced by the people outside that we're hearing. You know, there's lots of research that shows that the baby can actually hear what's going on outside of the belly.
Yeah.
So we come into the world, and that's what we naturally do. We look at our parents, we look at our brothers and sisters, we look at the people around us, and we imitate. And then we go through our teenage years and we decide which parts of that do we want to continue to be, and which parts don't we become consciously aware and we make those decisions, and we're constantly evolving and shifting and changing in that way. So actually that can be a great way to find yourself, is to imitate, experiment, try things on, like you're going into a clothing store and you try outfits on and you go, okay, yeah, that feels like me, or no, that doesn't feel like me. There's nothing wrong with doing that, and I think there's actually something quite powerful about doing it that way. Just try things on, experiment, see what fits, and then just ultimately decide what connects and what doesn't connect.
So you can take on little bits of other people.
We always are.
Yeah, I see.
We always are, whether we like to admit it or not. We
see.
are already doing that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a great way to prove that to yourself is to have children, because it's almost been scary. You have kids and you hear yourself say things that your mum and dad were saying when you were growing up, and that's a form of imitation, really. Or
even just look at yourself every so often. I hear myself being my mum or my dad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I'm just like my mother.
Yes, you are. Exactly. We think we're more complex and more unique than we really probably are.
Yeah.
And the truth is, yeah, we're a melting pot of different influences.
Yeah.
And being a consciously aware adult, you can ultimately decide which ones, like, you make the unique mix, if you like.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. To be clear, it's actually a very hot day here in Sydney.
Very hot. It's very hot. The dog's gone for a swim.
The dog's gone for and Carlii, how do you remain looking immaculate on such a hot day, Carlii?
I'm not sure I'd use that word. You can't see the sweat.
You can't. Whereas I'm like, my face is red. Oh, you know what? I promised myself one thing. In doing the walks and talks and presenting myself, my work.
Yes.
I've always been, put me in the background. That's where I'm best. And I've always used to say, I just want people to see my work. I don't want them to see me.
Yeah.
Then there came a time where I began to understand that when I'm the one that presents the forecast in my voice,
Yep.
in my body, in my, this, it touches people at a far deeper level.
Yep.
So I was hiding behind my work
Yep.
because I didn't want to be seen, because there was a time in my life where I thought, well, I don't have the right look to be out there in the world.
Yep.
And I guess as I grew older and matured more over time, I also started to understand, I look the way that I do, I don't care about the reasons, but this package serves.
Yep.
Some people might need to see this package, some people might need to see your package.
Yep.
So that sounds weird. But in a form that
I totally agree with you though.
people will relate to you, and then in a form that I am, there are going to be people that will relate to me.
Yep.
And to me, that's valuable.
It's so valuable. And that's such a, I just want to take a moment to really make sure people embrace or open up to that thinking, because it's actually one of the big things that holds people back from putting themselves out there is, but I don't look a certain way, I don't sound a certain way, I don't act a certain way. And the thing that I always come back to is that may and honestly be the thing that really helps you connect to people in a much more powerful way. Maybe the sense of relatability is going to be the thing that you're able to bring more of, or for whatever your package is, whether it's your age, your gender, the style, your background, all of that unique melting pot of all that you are, that may very well be, and I would hazard a guess it is, the magic for who you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
And by you only have to look out into the world and see that there are people of all shapes, sizes, ages, backgrounds. There is no one image of success. There is no one image of beauty. There is no one, yeah, there's one of everything.
Yes, I agree 100%. And I agree with you that that's what holds people back, because in previous years, that's definitely what held me back.
Yep.
And then as I grew and matured, I think when you hit your 40s, you just don't care anymore,
You don't
maybe.
care anymore. Isn't it
But
great?
oh, it's great. I say 40s and beyond is better. But
It's so great.
But if I was meant to, I'm going to make this clear. If I was meant to look different, I would, and I would maybe attract a different audience.
You would.
That being said, doesn't mean I'm not working on my health, because that's very important to me.
Yeah.
That's something that I value incredibly now in my life, more than I ever have in previous years. You've known me a long time.
Yes.
So that will change over time. But what I needed to do was put myself out there,
Yes.
just as I am, and trust that there might be one person in this world that is suffering and thinks that they're not enough because they don't look a particular way.
Yes.
And they might see me and go, oh wow, that's brave, or that's courageous.
Yes.
And I like what she's doing. If
Yes.
she can do it, I can do it.
Yes. And you've just
Because you're
said it so beautifully, and more people really, if you are able to just remind yourself of that every morning, because P.S. every single person, even if they're people that you look up to or at, and you think, oh my god, they've got everything, they look perfect, they sound perfect, they've got the perfect resume, and on paper they're everything that I want to be. Please know that they are also questioning themselves. They also have a version of perfection that sits outside of their current situation. So it doesn't matter where you are. There is no point of entirely, like, there's no point of, we're all those, we aim for more all the time, is my point.
True, and I love the part of your book. This is one of the things I really appreciated about your book, was the honesty piece. I love the part where you talked about, I know that you did PR for Miranda Kerr.
Yes.
Yeah, and she's a model, or was a model or something.
Yes,
Yeah,
supermodel.
Yeah, supermodel. Okay, beautiful. So that was her thing, and how it shocked me to read this part where you said, and I'm going to use my own words here.
Yeah.
Okay, so not to, yeah. And if I'm wrong, let me know. But where you said that basically you were comparing yourself
Yes.
to her. And I look at you and I think, why would you compare yourself to anyone? Because growing up, you were also such a big, an aspiration of beauty for me. You know, that's how I saw you growing up. And I'm older than you, aren't I? 1 year. Yeah, I'm 1 year older. So so I used to look at Carlii, I was like, wow, she's beautiful. And I still feel the same way. Now, that being said, then I read that, or listened to that part of the book, and I was like, how? Could you even compare yourself? How? I couldn't believe it.
Well, I always say to people that when you know, there's nothing, there can be, depending on your own mindset and where you're at in your life, there can be also nothing more detrimental to your levels of confidence than to be working alongside one of the most beautiful women in the world. Because when you think of, like, comparison and getting into the trap of, you know, looking at other people and thinking that they're better or have more than you, being around a supermodel, extremely powerful individual, you're you know, I certainly was thinking, oh, she's so amazing and I'm not that. And what I share in the book is that how I dealt with that was, I thought, okay, she's so beautiful physically, I can never be that. So what I'll be is, I'll always come across as the one who's really smart.
Yeah.
And so being really smart, it meant there will be moments where, you know, I don't worry about my makeup and I, you know, always looked put together, but I was the smart person in the room. She was the beautiful person, I was the smart person. And it, you know, it's embarrassing to think about it now, but I share the story wholeheartedly because I think we all do that. We compare ourselves and we shrink ourselves in the presence of other people. Whereas what I'm really hoping that story does is inspires people to just own your own form of beauty and flaunt it.
100%. And whatever that looks like.
Whatever it looks like.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I always say, and I say this a lot in the intuitive forecast as well, no two people are ever on the same path. Even if it appears that we're on the same path, we're still not on the same path. Our makeup, our thoughts, our energy, everything is going to be different.
Everything, yeah.
So there's no two people that can be the same
No.
and on the same path. Okay, so that part of your book really inspired me.
Uh-huh.
And I was really happy that you put that there because it made you more human as well, which I think is something that's really important. And it made me go, oh, wow, of course I know we all compare. That doesn't, you could be I guarantee you Miranda Kerr compares to something different.
That's it.
It doesn't
Everyone.
matter.
It doesn't matter who you are,
has the same
at what
fears.
level.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own version of it.
Same fears, they're just slightly different.
Slightly different comparisons.
Exactly. Just depending on what your ego wants.
That's exactly
That's where
right.
the comparison's going to play.
Yeah.
Okay, so that for me was really refreshing, and that's I think the point of the book, where so again we're all different. Where I was like really started to get into it even more because I loved the honesty piece. I loved how I didn't see it at the beginning of the book. I didn't hear it. And that's when you and I just spoke. And then after you and I spoke, I went deeper into the book and I was like, oh, wow, okay, this is someone being courageously honest. And I think that, I don't know what the words are for that, but that to me is something that is most valuable in any human being, is the honesty piece.
You know, it's so funny because I wrote the book, got it out there, you know, so it had already been out in the world, and then I gave it to a few key people to read, and their consistent feedback was, oh, you were really honest and open. And then I started thinking, oh God, was I maybe too honest and open? Is there anything I need to take out of there? But, you know, I am a fairly open book, even though I do, and I'm always mindful of privacy. So even as someone out in the world talking about personal branding, I'm also very private, and there are certain things that I'll never share. But I am actually, when it comes to those sorts of things, I think being open and honest and vulnerable about how we compare ourselves to other people and the struggles that we go through, the fears and insecurities when we put ourselves out there, when we show ourselves to the world, and we ultimately open ourselves up for criticism and rejection. I think the more people you speak to that are going through the same thing, or you read or listen to, the better it is for you, because you start to realize everyone's in the same boat.
Yeah, 100%. And everyone genuinely has something incredible to offer and share in some form.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people won't put themselves out there anyway, but
Exactly.
but everyone has something to share.
Even Luigi.
Where is he? Hello. Do you have anything you wish to share at this stage with our viewers? Oh, look at this. Wait, hang on one second. Let me come back. I said to Carlii when we first started, I feel like there'll be a few more of these walk and talks. I know we're supposed to be walking, by the way.
Yeah,
this
I know.
Is part of my exercise weight loss regime.
Oh, really?
And Carlii's making her sit down. And so from where we are today, I'm excited to see what the next one will be based on who we are then. Because for me, I'm continuously, every day, new realizations and insights and growth and pain. And, you know, all the suffering sometimes and then growing again. Is there anything that you wish to share with the audience today? Beyond, or a message beyond what you've given?
Truthfully, it actually is, it comes back to everything you stand for in life. That if you are just able to stop and listen to your intuition, be guided by your intuition, and not be afraid of what it tells you to do, and you can apply that same lens to how you're showing up in the world, because perhaps your intuition is going to guide you in a direction that perhaps feels a bit scary, or you can't see it out there in the world and you're going to be a bit of a trailblazer. Just listen to that voice anyway, because if you can do that, it's at the basis of everything, isn't it? If you listen to your intuition, you really can't go wrong.
Well, yes, 100%.
It might feel wrong. You might make the mistakes. So you might make the mistakes that you needed to grow and to learn, to become.
Yeah.
So it might feel wrong, but actually it's never wrong when you listen and trust that voice. And that applies to personal branding and putting yourself out there as well.
I love that. That does apply, because we were just walking up a bit of a steep hill, which everybody knows hills are my thing. And so we turned the camera off, but we talked a little bit about how I'm already unconsciously embodying
Your brand.
my brand. And I didn't see that. I've always had a thing about branding. Don't care, not interested, not my thing. But the conversation we had today, and also through listening to Carli's book, I'm now interested in how I'm already, I like the word you use, embodying branding, and how we can talk more about personal brand from my perspective, which is intuition, and share that with the world, rather than my old opinion around branding, which was like, it's just surface shit, not interested.
Yeah, it's all head, it's all performance.
Exactly.
which
So now
doesn't have
that's
to be.
shifted for me.
Good.
Good. And I also want to share one thing. So your book is another form of intuition. I want to share that. So because you talk a lot about how you listened to your intuition in many moments in your life. And so I always share with people, this is what I always say. My job as an intuitive facilitator is to support you to just come back to the present moment, because in the present moment, you access your intuition. That's where you're going to find it.
Yep.
So that's why I always say I don't have any answers. I don't know anything. I just know present moment awareness and intuition. And so with me saying that, what I would recommend is you guys listening or reading Carli's book, because Carlii also talks about intuition and her experience of using intuition and what intuition has done for her in her life. Once I saw, because I didn't know that you were going to talk about intuition, then as I'm listening to more of it, I'm like, of course, this is all about intuition, and it's Carli's way through intuition. I believe everyone has a different way through intuition, so I highly recommend that you guys grab her book, read it, listen to it, however you do that.
Thank you.
Of course.